whiskey o'clock. Pop the top on the globe. Cheers. Cheers, my friends. Heavy, progressive overload focus session. So, longer rest times, tracking the weight and the reps, which, if you're new here, this, I believe, should be the foundation of your arm training, where you zero in on a couple movements that you like, you track the reps and the weight that you do each session, you keep things consistent, you rest an extended period of time in between the sets, wherein start with a set of triceps, blast it all the way to failure, 10 to 15 rep range, something like that. Rest 2 to 5 minutes. Set up biceps, same thing. Rest 2 to 5 minutes, that's one round. Repeat those rounds for at least 3, up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on how frisky you're feeling. In this session, I did 4 rounds, and then I did some finisher pump it up stuff. And the reason was, I had a really tough day, a little bit of a tough day, which happens, you know, sometimes things don't really go your way. It's really not the end of the world, but the point I want to make here is that when things don't really go your way, or you just don't feel great about what's happening. I got stuck driving around in a car with no AC in South Florida. Basically, I was in a car sauna on the freeway for about 5 hours. Feeling pretty dizzy, just like trying to keep my eyes on the traffic in front of me. I'm gonna pass out, man. I got lost because I don't have a smartphone. So I didn't know where the fuck I was. Just driving around, wanted to try this new gym. Didn't end up having time. It was just a bit of a disaster. And I felt really depleted and drained. And then didn't train till like 8 or 9 at night and just like so exhausted. And you can see, well, I don't know, maybe it's just in my head, but my body looks kind of flat, I think. And the pump was not that great. My strength wasn't really there. And I think the message that I want to share is that sometimes when you have letdowns or when something doesn't go your way, whether it's fitness or anything else, it's really easy to do 2 things. To either let your emotions overwhelm you and consume you and kind of spiral out of control and get wrapped up in the negativity of the failure or the discomfort or whatever you're feeling, and have it consume you to the point where you change your decisions and you quit the thing you're doing, or you come up with a reason to deviate or lash out or whatever it may be. Or the negativity of the failure or the letdown is masked over with fake positivity. So you just ignore it. You pretend it doesn't exist. And what's a really difficult art to master, which I've not mastered, but I've improved a lot on, is to let the negative emotions have their day. Let them present themselves. Let yourself feel it. Have the courage to sit there in the shit for a little bit and go, fuck, this feels like shit. I feel like a failure. I feel shitty, whatever it is. But don't let it sway your decision making. Let them have their day, but then keep doing what you set out to do or plan to do. Have a moment, feel shitty, sit in your shitty diaper for an hour, 2 hours. Let it be there. Don't be afraid to feel like crap. Get it out and then move forward. If you do either option A or option B, where you let it consume you and you spiral out of control, or you just pretend it's not there and you just mask over it, it's not gonna work out well for you in the long run. And I think this is something that a lot of people, myself included, have struggled with in the past. You got negative emotions, letdowns, disappointment is part of life. And if it's your fitness journey or anything you're doing, I think you're gonna come across this stuff and you gotta embrace it and go, it's okay to feel like shit for a little bit. And I'm just gonna feel like shit for a little while. And then I'm gonna get over it and I'm gonna keep moving. And I think this is one of the things that hamstrings all of us on whatever you're trying to do, whether it's your career, whether it's your fitness, whether it's your relationships. Just have the courage to feel like shit for a little while and then move forward. Don't change your decision making. So in the case, to make it a little more concrete with fitness, like this workout, terrible workout, nothing horrible happened, but a bit of a rough day. Came in really flat, just sucked. Feel like shit for a little bit afterwards because I'm super focused on training. It's like the #1 priority to me. You might be like, oh, who cares, just a bad workout. But it's like, for me, this is what I'm putting my life energy into. So it means a lot that it goes well. And when it doesn't, it impacts me more. And so you just gotta feel like shit for a little while. Okay, crappy workout, bit of a crappy day, looking flat. You know, don't feel like I'm making progress, sucks. And then the next day, get up and just go back into the gym. I already worked out again this morning, had a great session. And I think that you're gonna have bad days in the gym and you're gonna have bad days in life. And finding a way to kind of pay attention to your emotional landscape and not get too low and not ignore how you feel is the message that I'm saying. So that's what I would say take away from this. This is the progressive overload session. You know, moving heavy weight, trying to up the reps, really high intensity, longer rest times. And at the end, what did I do? I did a drop set finisher where I fast tempo, lighter weight, went down to the 80-pound dumbbell and the 40s for hammers. Whereas I was using the 100-pound dumbbell and the 110-pound barbell for my heavy working sets. And I just did a drop set, pump it, boom, 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 boom. 20 seconds, drop the weight down to a little bit to the 70, pump it again, high reps, rest like a minute, do the same thing with biceps, do 2 rounds of that. It's just pump it up stuff. So try that workout out if you want, and don't get too discouraged when things don't go your way. But also let yourself feel a little shitty. It's part of life, man. Don't hide from your emotions. Don't distract yourself with your phone. Thing is, nowadays, there's so many easy distractions, but then it builds up over time. You gotta let the shitty emotions have their light. Part of life, you gotta have downs, you gotta have lows to have highs. No sunshine without the rain, some fucking corny shit like that. Your sleeves, have a great day, peace.